Hey, my name's Michael Vera. I'm the owner of West Coast Koji. Today we're going to be making a black sesame seed amino paste, or more commonly known as miso. And then we'll make a nice dish out of it, some glazed fish, as well as some pickled vegetables. Today we're using fresh Jobs Tears Koji. We'll begin by toasting our sesame seeds. This is going to bring out a lot of the nuttiness in it. It's going to bring a lot of aromatic, some oil to the surfaces. So the first step, what we want to do in everything is we want to record all our weights of our seeds, our koji, and our salt. So once we have the weight of our toasted sesame seeds, we're going to calculate 66.6% of that weight in koji. Taking notes for your ferments is super important because there are so many variables when it comes to fermenting, like time, temperature, amounts. You want to take notes of all that. That way you can keep a consistent product. After that, we're going to pulverize our toasted sesame seeds. I'm blending it in batches so the blender doesn't get caught, making a fine powder on the bottom while the top stays whole. And we're not going for a super fine powder, we're just trying to expose the starch within the seed. With misos, the texture's up to you. More refined misos are nice and smooth, pass through tamis, but some misos are very rustic and have almost whole soybeans and whole koji rice. Essentially what we're using in the koji is the enzymes. The mycelium is dead after it's been dried, but the enzymes remain, and those are what's going to go to work on the starches, creating lots of sweet flavors, lots of amino acids. That's going to register on our tongue as umami. After we have our sesame seeds and our koji in the bowl, we're going to get 6.6% weight by salt. What salt's going to do is that's going to prevent lots of bad microbes from getting into our miso. And this is the point where you can add additional flavorings if you want. For this miso, we want to keep it all black, so we're going to add some black garlic to it, and then we'll hydrate it just enough to bring it together. Hydration is very important when it comes to misos. If you have it too wet, you can create sour notes, lactobacillus, esters that can just create off flavors. And if you have it too dry, the koji enzymes will not be able to penetrate whatever substrate you use. With misos, a good test for consistency is to form it into a ball, and if it oozes out, it's too wet, and if it crumbles dry, it needs more moisture. Using filtered water is important because chlorine in tap water can inhibit fermentation. When it forms a compact ball, this texture is perfect. After that, we're going to make a lot of little balls with the miso so we can pack it airtight into our fermentation vessel. Now, this can be either a glass jar or a Korean crock, such as a ongi. You don't want air pockets in your ferment because that can lead to unwanted mold growth. And to achieve that, we're going to actually throw the miso balls into the vessel with a little force. That way it can be compact and no air can get in. Between each ball, when you throw it down, you want to pack it tight. Once your miso is tightly packed in your fermentation vessel, you want to sprinkle the top with a little bit of salt. That's going to inhibit growth of unwanted bacteria and molds. So after that, we're going to have to put weights on top of our miso. This is going to keep it tightly packed and keep air out of the miso while it ferments. We're going to leave it to ferment for about 4 to 6 weeks at room temperature. After our black miso is aged for about a month, we're going to create a dish. So in accompaniment, we're going to make a green garlic sauce. We'll start by sweating out shallots and garlic and a little bit of butter, and then we'll add a little more butter along with our green garlic. We'll put it all in a blender, and then we'll add a little bit of parsley as well as some egg yolk to thicken it up, just like a béarnaise. This is going to create a very rich, foamy, aromatic vegetal sauce. We're going to season our sauce with salt and lemon juice to taste. So this is koji oil. This is oil that's been infused with koji rice, a little bit of lemon peel, and some wild herbs. I vacuum sealed it and circulated it at about 130 degrees for 8 hours. And what that low temperature does is infuses the oil, but maintains enzymatic properties of the koji. Therefore, you can tenderize proteins as you cook in them. It also makes for a flavorful finishing oil. So we're gonna poach our swordfish, a nice lean fish in our koji oil, and that's gonna tenderize it as well as create more umami flavor. I took tsukemono pickles along with some pickled wild onions, garnished them with a little red chili, some sesame oil, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, and some toasted sesame seeds to make a nice little side salad. I took the poached swordfish and then glazed it with the black miso, then torched it for a nice caramelized flavor. Then I took the green garlic sauce, did a nice drop cannelle, and then I garnished the fish with a little bit of sorrel blossom table salt, which has been brined and dehydrated. For any questions you might have on koji, or if you want to see more cool koji applications, including soy sauces, misos, shio kojis, and other crazy ferments, you can check out West Coast Koji on Instagram. You can also check out my personal Instagram at mdrum4.